Hey guys, I'm back today with another upgrade for the Vaterra Halix 4-wheel drive brushless monster truck, and today we're going to be installing a Robinson's Racing, I don't know what RW is, it's an RW Racing 18 tooth 48 pitch pinion gear. The stock pinion gear in there right now is a 20 tooth pinion gear. But I find in the summer months it does run kind of hot, and just to increase longevity of my components like the motor or the ESC, I'm just going to install an 18 tooth pinion. This will also reduce cogging at low speeds in the Halix. So first things first, take the shell off, and then just bring the card close, and as you can see, this is where the pinion and the spur mesh. So first things first, I'm just going to take this battery out because it does kind of get in the way, and then see if I can get the correct lighting in here. So I'm just going to grab a 2.5mm hex, and down in there you can just see it, there's a 2.5mm hex, and up here as well there's another one. And you also need to remove this screw here. Yours is probably the stock one, I lost mine, so I just used a one I had on hand, but that is a 2mm screw. So first thing is just take the both of these screws out. I'll fast forward this bit for you guys. Alright guys, now once you've got all those three screws loosened, this should just pop off. As you can see, it's just like a nice little all-in-one cover slash motor mount for the Halix. So once you've got that off, as you can see, there's the 2.5mm screws, and these screws thread into these lock nuts. Now these lock nuts have a tendency to fall out when you're undoing these screws. So one of mine fell out. I'm in no doubt that the other one will fall out once I start working. And there's your motor itself. I'm just going to grab this screw that just fell down here, if I can get it out at all. There you go. So just put those screws off to one side, and there is your motor itself, and in there is where your spur gear is. So to change the pinion gear, first thing I'm going to do, I'm not just going to change the pinion gear, because the unique way that Horizon have done the motor mount, actually it's a kind of old style motor mount. You've got set holes for set pinion gear mounts. So to actually change this pinion gear and get it to work, you're going to have to take the stock 20 tooth pinion off. See if I can get it to focus. You see that 20, and see here it's mounted in the 20 set hole. And so once you remove your pinion gear, I'm going to set an 18 tooth pinion gear in here, and to mount 18 tooth pinion gear, it's this hole here. So I'm going to take the motor off of the mount, so it's just removing two 2.5mm head screws. So pretty simple thing. So 1, 2, and then your motor mount just comes off. It's just a sort of plate of aluminium or whatever it is, and there's your motor itself. Now to take the pinion gear off, as you can see there, it's a 1.5mm head screw. So just grab your 1.5mm hex, then just undo it. There you go. And the pinion should just, oh, mine's a bit stuck. Oh god. Right, I'm going to cut the video here, and I'm going to get this pinion gear off. Guys, I'm back now. My pinion gear was kind of like glued on with thread lock, so that's not good. So there you go, there's your motor shaft, and now it's time to actually unpack it, the new pinion gear. So actually I'm going to move my 20 tooth pinion gear off to the side just so I don't get them mixed up with each other, and just spool that out. Now this pinion gear does come with a little set screw as well, as you can see there. Bro, the camera won't focus on it. So there is your pinion gear. Get it focus, there you go. Now if I just bring the 20 over, you can kind of see the difference between the two. in tooth size, and they are the same shaft size, you can see just there. So we're going to install this on the motor itself, so grab the car again. Now you want to put the grub screw, that bit, onto the flat part of the motor shaft, so then just put it on like that. Then get your grub screw. Now I recommend you do this, get blue lock compound, thread lock compound, then I just set my little grub screw on the end of my hex wrench, and just dab a bit of thread lock on there. You don't need a lot, just yeah, that should do. And then what I do is make sure your pinion gear is still on the flat part of the motor shaft, and then just thread the grub screw into the pinion gear, like so. Now you want to do is get your motor mount, take these screws out because you're not going to be using the same holes again, place your motor mount onto the motor, then try and get these holes, these ones here, to match with the 18 on the motor mount. So there's my other 18. So about there is where it's going to sit. So again, I do recommend using thread lock compound on the screws as they're going into metal. So just more thread lock. That's probably a bit too much, but oh wow. So put this into the 18 set hole, grab my motor, and then just, I recommend you just do the first one loosely so you still have room to move the mount, then grab your second screw, again thread lock, just like that, and then you want to just find the 18 set hole, put it on, there you go. Now you can go ahead and tighten both up because you don't need to move that mount anymore. So I'm just going to grab a cloth to wipe off that excess thread lock because you don't want loads of thread lock around it all. It's just like that. So there you go. See if I can get the car close. Don't know if you can see, it's set in the 18 hole position, both top and bottom. And now what you want to do is mount it in, just like so, as you can see. So the motor mount sort of keys into those two little grooves, you can see, just mounts in. The pinion should just match up to the spur, just like so. And then now, what you want to do now is grab your sort of motor shield, guard, spur, debris, rock, guard, whatever you want to call it, and then get your 2.5mm screw and thread it back in again. So just tighten that up. Okay. And I don't know if you can see it if I just flip the truck over. Here, as you can see there is a little hole, and that is where this lock nut fell out. So you want to try, there you go, just try and get the little lock nut in. Probably, if you're not against a clock or anything, I recommend probably taking the rear clip off the Halix, because it will just make your life easier while doing this. But as I'm doing it for you guys, I just want to do it as quick as I can. So then just tighten that up once you've got it on. Then grab your 2mm screw and then put that back in. So grab that and just thread that in. Now by putting on a small pinion gear, it will make the truck run a little slower at the top end, but it will increase acceleration quite a bit. I'm not sure how much because obviously I haven't run it, but that is pretty much the whole installation of a pinion gear on the Halix. It's quite a simple process once you know what you're doing. It can be a long process if, like me, you have a tendency to lose grub screws and pinion gears and etc. and screws, but mostly a simple installation. So once you've got that back in, just do whatever you want to do. The car should roll quite freely because you don't need to mesh your gears, because the motor mount actually does that for you because of the set holes. But that is pretty much it, guys. That was an installation of a pinion gear on the Vaterra Halix. I will give you feedback on what I think of the 18-tooth pinion gear, and is it worth doing it. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this video and you want, and you got questions or comments about it, put a comment down below. If you like the video, again, please just hit the like button for me. If you're new here and you like the videos on my channel, please hit the subscribe button, it means a lot. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.